Hey, it's Jehozebo, and we are playing Kerbal Space Program. This will be my first live stream of a KSP playthrough. This is episode 1. Um, I hope to keep up with the episode numbers. So basically, I've got a few mods. Uh, Unfortunately, because I didn't want to back out to 11.2, 111.2, we're on a 111.9. That means I can't start with the better early tech tree, which would give me sounding rockets and stuff like that. But I went ahead and installed the community tech tree just in case something changes. And maybe this will be a dry run. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I'm going to play a campaign game, which is going to be, the whole thing with science and everything. I'm going to start anew, and we're going to call it Jehozebo. And it's a career. Okay, career. So I said campaign, but it's career. And the flag. Oh. Cool. I always like the flag with the Kerbal and the moon together. I do like that. I like the KOS logo. I didn't have that before. I did. One of my mods is Kerbal operating system, which should allow me to program some of the maneuvers in advance instead of doing it manually. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that, but we're going to try. We're going to try at some point. Let's choose the moon, Kerbal and moon, as our logo. Difficulty options, normal. I think that's mostly correct. However, I'm wondering if we should not allow missing crew to respawn. Or we could just increase their respawn hours. And say, okay, the crew will respawn, but not for 48 hours instead of 2 hours. So you have to wait a couple of days to get your crew back if they die. Which, that's reasonable. That's reasonable. And that's... I think there was one other thing that maybe I wanted to change. No. Oh, do I need to select advanced options? Da, 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 da. Require signal for control. I think that's a little too advanced for me. KOS. And Rescue Contract Fix. So Rescue Contract Fix is a mod that allows me to not get assigned rescues where the Kerbal needing rescue is in a ship without a port, without a docking port. Because you get there and you're like, well, sorry, dude, I can't rescue you. So I'm going to just accept that, and I'm going to start. So we're going to start with a little bit of science, I think. Yeah, we're going to start with a little bit of science. KOS has detected there are one or more new connectivity managers available, or that your selected manager is no longer. A connectivity manager determines how KOS will interact with a communications network with regard to both inter-vessel and vessel Kerbal communication. Please select a manager. Permit all. Permit all. Okay, so the very first thing we want to do is we want to go to research and development. No. Well, basic rocketry. Oh, I don't have any. That's interesting. You don't start with science. Okay, so you don't start with science. Let's go to mission control and gather scientific data from Kerbal. What do they want? Oh, okay. So they want a crew report before launching. I'm definitely taking that. And launching our first vessel. I'm definitely taking that. Okay, so let's go to the vehicle assembly building and see what. Thank you, Verna. See what we're going to build. Oh, this is interesting. This is a new icon. I don't. Do I want a Mark 1? I guess I have to have a Mark 1. Fuel tanks. No fuel tanks. Engines. I've got the flea. That's the only engine I've got. So let's put the flea on there. Command and control, nothing. Structural, basically a soapbox. Coupling, nothing. Payload, nothing. Aerodynamics, a basic fin. Yeah, let's put some of those on. I think if I hit X, yeah, X gives me symmetry. So I'll do just three fins. Okay, and then we don't need ground. Electrical, communication, science. Kerbal engineer, we don't need Kerbal engineer for this launch. Flight computer, we don't need that for this launch. Mystery goo, we'll hold off on that. Oh, look at this. EVA jetpack. Cool. Personal parachute. I wonder if these are new or just in a mod. I guess they're new. Because I don't know that I installed a mod that has those. I do need a parachute. Because I'm gonna have a couple Kerbals. Or is it one? One Kerbal inside here. And we're just gonna launch and so let's look at staging. So the first thing that's going to happen is the rocket's going to go. And then as soon as that's done, we'll wait until we're reaching our apoapsis, which means the top of our arc. And then we'll wait till we're headed down until it's safe, till we slow down enough because of friction to deploy our parachute. So that's the plan. It's a simple untitled spacecraft. And we'll call it Hopping Flea. And we will launch. Now we have to remember, because it's been a year since I played this, played around with it, I should say. Um, so uh, let's turn on SAS. I know there's a key for it, but I don't remember what the key is. And then I think we're just going to launch, and then right click allows me to spin around. Okay, we're just going to launch, and the wheel mouse wheel allows me to back out. So I think we're just going to launch, and then we're going to wait and see what happens. And Jebediah Kerman is in the control seat. So let's... there's no need for a throttle because this is a solid rocket. Oh, I could have limited... Oh, before we launch, we're going to ask him to... How do I tell him to do a crew report? How do I tell him to do a crew report? Oh, I probably click on the thing. Oh wow, look at all the stuff that's changed. I haven't played this in a lot of versions. Okay, left click it? No. Crew report. Where do I do crew report? Does he have to be on the outside to do that? I don't know. Here it is, crew report. Crew report from the launch pad. Science. Keep experiment. Okay. And now we can take off. And let's pitch a little bit, maybe? Oh, look at that. We didn't get very far. And this up here tells us how fast we're ascending. And when this comes... Okay, so we're too high right now. If you look over here on the left, the parachute is red, or was red. And I don't want to deploy the parachute this high up anyway. Do I? I don't think so. I really don't think so. Boy, we're going really high. I did not expect that. Yeah, that's... Wow. We must have hit a record. Oh, yeah, look. Milestones. We got some milestones. Okay, now we're headed down. Okay, so this should... Hmm. Yeah, we're going to land on the ground. So I hope that the parachute, that it's safe to deploy. I don't want to deploy it up here because then it'll take forever to get to the ground. Too bad we can't eject this flea. Since we didn't have any staging. Sorry. Separators, whatever they're called. Let's just stage and see. Yeah, I don't want to wait forever. Don't die, Jeb. Oh, no, no, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh my gosh. That was scary. We're not too far from where we launched. I guess that's good because then they won't have to go too far to pick up the parts. But okay, so yeah, don't wait till you're 7,000. I should have done that sooner. That was scary. I've never seen it flip over while it's still attached to the parachute. That's crazy. Uh, okay. Recover vessel. I forgot. I forgot there wasn't a pop-up for that I had to click on it. All right. So we got science. We got science. We got all the parts. And Jebediah got one experience. No extra stars yet. But that was good. Okay, so let's take a look at this thing. First milestones. Speed record, launch, speed record, altitude, speed record, altitude, altitude. Return to the surface, we recovered our first crew from a mission, and we have performed the first one of our experiments at home. And that look at all the science, or not science, fame. Is that money? Maybe that's money. Okay, all right. So let's delete that. Launch our first vessel. Good. Nominal launch. Contract parameter complete. Science from Kerbal. Gather scientific data from Kerbal. Okay, now we can go to, keep forgetting, research and, oh no, we go to mission control and see what they want us to do next. Okay, there's a whole bunch of stuff they want us to do. Test the Flea solid fuel booster at the launch site. Well, you know, I wish we'd gotten that already, because we could have done that already. And that's easy to do. So we're going to do that. I don't like these focused observational surveys because there's stuff like you have to be at a certain altitude. Basically, you need a plane and you need to be good at flying. And I don't think I'm going to be good at that. So I usually just let those go. Go to the designated test site. Yeah, and I have no idea where those areas are. The areas will show on the map. The ones that say below a certain number of meters, that's actually not bad. Test the swivel engine orbiting Kerbal. Well, I won't be able to do that until I can orbit. Test the decoupler orbiting Kerbal. Okay, so I'm not ready to orbit, but I will click escape the atmosphere because that's definitely something I want to do. So let's pick those. And max contracts is 2 currently. So after we upgrade this building, then we can get like 10 at a time, I think, or something. So that was mission control, research and development. Now we have 16.5 science. We've got 5 for this, 5 for that, and then 20 for this, 18 for that, 15 for that. So we cannot afford the second level yet. But this will get us fuel tank, the hammer, which is better, and the swivel liquid fuel engine. And this will get us the decoupler, the thermometer, communitron, and a communitron. So I'm thinking we want to do more science. I think we want to do more science. And both of these are good. Both of these are necessary. So we're going to research this. And we're going to research... Oh, that was the other thing that I could have chosen. So one of the ways to make it more difficult is you research it, but then you still have to buy the parts or something. I'm trying to remember what it was. There was a way where researching it doesn't automatically give you everything. But we cannot afford these. So I want to afford these. This will get me the thumper and a larger fuel tank. This would get me a better winglet, a nose cone, and a radial decoupler. And this would give me a lot of really good stuff. Service bays, side mount parachutes and drag chute, landing struts, radiator, barometer for more science, and heat shields, which heat shields is survivability. That's the main thing that you need, is you need heat shields. And so actually I'm going to do some science. I'm going to do some science. So let's go back in here. And let's just use the same... Let's just test this flea and get the points for that. So let's just go ahead and launch it. We're not going to escape orbit. We're not going to do any of that. Not this time. But we want to fulfill this contract to test this. So, SAS. I should look up, I don't have, yeah. I'm sure if I hit escape, there might be a settings thing. I know there's a settings thing, but I don't know if it's accessible from within the game. And it'll tell you what the key is. And at one point, I knew that key, and then they changed it, and I know that there's keys for a lot of stuff. I know spacebar, so that's what I'm going to do. And again, I could have limited the strength of the flea, and I'm going to try to tilt over a little bit. Did I? No, I didn't tilt over soon enough. And the thing is, I should have done the limiting of the solid booster again before that. We got the contract. I'm surprised we got another milestone. Oh, and there's another mod I'm thinking of using, and it allows you to have Kerbal's taking vacation. So right now Jebediah is in the cockpit again. If I had that mod, he wouldn't be allowed in the cockpit until he'd taken a break. You can't just do one mission then do another mission. So that's an interesting. Did I leave the atmosphere? No, I didn't. I wonder what the milestone is. I don't want to try to look at that right now. We're going fast. Okay, so we're just gonna land a little bit outside. So I started to turn kind of on time. So we're not gonna land on the runway, but we're still gonna land at the KSP. Oh, I hate when it does that. Even with SAS on it, it did that. Come on, turn over. Oh my gosh, that's so worrying. Okay, so let's see what we got. We tested the flea. You know what? You can test the flea at the launch site without launching. I forgot about that. All you have to do is remove all the fuel. Silly me. You know what? It's been so long since I played this. I could have done that a lot quicker. And we got a land distance record because we went to the side. So that's good. Okay, let's recover the vessel. Oh, we got a little bit of science, but with the land distance record. So not enough science. Yeah, not enough science. 9.3. Okay, we're definitely well. Let's go see what other tests they want done. Test a heat shield at the launch site. So I'm thinking you just click test. Use the run test option. Okay, I can do that. We get 1 science for that. Let's take that. And let's let's find that heat shield. Oh shoot. Are you kidding? I don't have. Yes, I do. That's the heat shield? Well, that's a tiny heat shield. Why is it so small? That is so weird. Okay, so let's launch. Run test. And recover vessel. So that's 1 more science. We have 10 science now. And what do we need? 15, 18, 20. So do we want the survivability first? No, it's because we want to escape the atmosphere. And we probably need this fuel tank to do that. I mean, we already got this, and we do have a solid fuel booster and some fuel tanks. Right? And the current missions Active missions, escape the atmosphere. 70,000 meters. Could we make a vessel that will do that? Let's get rid of that since we don't really have that yet. If we escape the atmosphere, the thing is did we get a decoupler at all? Yes, we did. Is that for this? Yes, it is. Okay, so we have a decoupler. And we can put a fuel tank underneath that. Maybe a couple of fuel tanks. How do I back up? That's really weird. I guess I don't. I'm sure there's a key for it. Alright, so we want the swivel. I don't know that this is going to be enough to get us. Let's put a decoupler underneath that. Is it Alt wheel? Shift wheel? Shift wheel. Sorry, but I needed that. Okay, so flee the hammer. You know what? I'll make that right there. Let's put the hammer right here. Okay, so, and I don't know, I don't have a chart that tells me. I know there is a chart. Oh, and this is going to be a different vehicle, but I know there's a chart that tells you let's limit this. Thrust limiter. Stage 4. Thrust to weight ratio. I don't remember what is ideal. But I think 1.8 sounds good. I don't remember. 1 would mean it's just sitting still. Right? Let's make it orange. Okay. I'm not sure what same vessel interaction is. So this is now thrust limited. We've got stage 1 is that. Then there's a decoupler, which is a stage all by itself. And then there's the engine, which is a stage. And then there's the stage for when we're ready to come back down. And I'm guessing we don't have Yeah, we don't have a heat shield. So, but hopefully we don't need one. We're not coming from far away when we're landing. So first of all, Delta V. Yeah, I know there's a Delta V map. I just don't know what is needed. So let's rename it to Alpha 1. Try to leave the Atmo. Okay. And save. And let's exit and go back to the mission control. So yeah, we're not going to get that orbit. I mean, we're not going to orbit this time. Let's decline some of these other contracts. Yes. So here we can test the hammer at the launch site, and to do it, activate the part. So we're going to do that. We're going to activate the part on the hammer at the launch site. So we'll say accept. Okay. So let's put some more fins on this, actually. You know what? It's not on snap. Yeah, snap is better. Snap to the angle is better. So now they're the same. Let's do some extra science now while we've got the time. We'll take shift wheel. We'll take a thermometer, and we'll take a reading at the launch pad, and then we'll take a second thermometer. Oh, you know what? Okay, so there are two thermometers, that one and that one. So one's for the launch pad and one's for once we're in the air. And the mystery goo, that's heavy. Well, it's not very heavy. It's the same as no, it's 10 times what the thermometer is. And it's not aerodynamic. Not really. It'll kind of weigh it down. And I could do the same thing. I could do 2 of those, I guess. And I guess if they're up here, they're not so bad. And I don't need to worry about blocking the door because, well, but I won't block the door. I don't like doing that, but I want the science. Okay, so let's take a look at the thrust to weight ratios now. Let's let's boost this up a little bit. The thrust limiter. 1.91, sure. And let's save it. And we're not going to take a Kerbal engineer with us, um, because we're not going to be trying to do any of that uh, maneuver nodes and all that. We're just going to go up and try to have it land in the ocean. Don't die, Jeb. Don't die. Okay. So, we're on the launching pad. You know, we could have done this with a separate. We could have done this with a separate one, but yeah, let's log the temperature and keep, and let's observe the mystery goo and keep. Okay. So now, when we get into space, not space necessarily, we might get into space, but when we get the top of our arc, we'll do these two things. So let's double check the staging. We got this. We got the stage. Wait. Right, we got this stage. We get this engine. And we got this stage. And very lastly, we got the parachute. Okay. Sounds good. Mission control 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, before we do that, let's you can't do this manually. You have to use the shift. So let's put the throttle up, even though it's not going to be used right away, and launch. So a gentle launch, and we got science from that, and we fulfilled a contract by doing that. Start a gravity turn. Let's turn on SAS. Let's turn off SAS. So I'm just gently touching the D key to try to nudge it over. Oh, look at that. That's all we're going to get on that one. Let's wait till we get as high as we can. And stage. And burn. Oh, look at that. I don't know if we're going to make it into space. Is M a map? It is. What's the apoapsis? We're not going to leave the atmosphere. Okay, well that's fine. That's fine. I mean, we needed more fuel than we had. We've reached some milestones. We're going to get some science for this, for sure. We should stage. Oh my. Okay. And how, I don't I don't know if we should have done that earlier. Look at this. We're in free fall with that thing. That's funny. Too bad we couldn't have. had a bit more of a nudge. Yeah. See, the nice thing about Kerbal Engineer would be it would tell me what my apparatus is, and but it's 64. It's not above 70. So let's go ahead and take a temperature from the environment, upper atmosphere, and let's observe the mystery goo. It's very cold now. Okay. So now what we want to do is turn off. We want to go like this and turn off the SAS so it automatically faces down uh, aerodynamically. Oh, I guess not. We'll just hold it. We'll just hold it there for now. And is it using electricity? Where's our where's our here's our electric charge. We are not using electricity to use the SAS. That's interesting. Not much anyway. That's interesting. Look how far we went. We went pretty far. That's a pretty good flight. I mean, it would have been nice if we had made it out of the atmosphere. Maybe with a bigger fuel tank, we'll be able to do that. So I'm going to turn off the SAS and let aerodynamics point me down. Glad we did this during the day. Okay, now we have to watch the parachute and not activate it when it is red, because it should turn red. It's not going to turn red. All right, let's activate it now. So we didn't go high enough for the parachute to actually turn red, which is good. Safer overall. While I'm waiting, I'll grab another cup of coffee and yep. So if you like KSP and you want to see more, let me know. I've been playing the Sims 2 Platinum Poverty Challenge for so long, and I don't know that enough people are into it for me to keep playing it on stream. I mean, I might play it on a different day when I'm not streaming, but I think there's a few people. There's like 3 people who want to see it, which is not a lot. But I'm doing this for me. I'm not doing this to try to get more people, but I still think it would be fun to get more people. And it would be really nice if you do like this content for you to say something in the in the comments section. Or in the stream chat. And I only do YouTube. I don't do Twitch or whatever else is out there. This is going to be a little bit more expensive than to recover the vessel because it's so far away. And let's do a crew report. And now recover the vessel. Look at all the science. He didn't gain any experience from that. Well, that's unfortunate. You know, he didn't leave orbit. I mean, that would have been a major milestone if he had left orbit. Let's look at mission control. Huh. There was one here to test a flea. I really like those. I like those science ones where it's just, hey, test this on the launch pad. I could probably get another one if I decline some of these other ones. Well, there it is. Test the solid booster. So let me show you what I mean when I say you don't need to actually go anywhere. So what we'll do is we'll go into here and we'll load. We'll open up. Oh, I didn't save the flea. Okay, well that's fine. Let's just take this and put it away. And just start with a brand new vehicle. And grab the flea. And then what we'll do is we'll just take all the fuel out. And we'll name this empty flea. Launch pad testing. Oh, that's even better. We'll just call it Launchpad Tester. Launchpadder. Okay, so we're not going to go anywhere. We just hit launch. And we'll hit the staging. And we got the science. And we did what they asked us to do. So we actually didn't get science from doing it, but if you look at the mission, where's it down here? Contract complete. We got 1 science, we got some simoleons, and we got 1 star. Okay. What? Test, no situation report available. We have failed our contract for research and development. No test, no situation report. That's not a valid thing. What is that? I didn't have a contract to test no situation report. This must be an old message also. Yeah, I must have had, I don't know what's going on because that was weird. What did I do? What did I do? I don't know. Okay, so now in order to, we got 40, so we can do survivability and general rocketry. This will get us a larger fuel tank, which means not as much weight, and a larger fuel boost, solid fuel booster, which means we can have one booster, limit the thrust, and so it lasts us longer and we can get into orbit. So let's research that, and then We could do either one of these. This would get us a better winglet, radial decouplers, and a nose cone. Now, if we did that, that means we could have the solid boosters on the side and stage those off, and that would be good. Survivability gives us the heat shield, which we need. We need the heat shield. So we're going to do this. We're going to research this. And let's go back to mission control. And this says haul it into flight above. Let's go back to archives. Test the hammer. Did we not test the hammer? What were we supposed to do? Did we not stage the Oh, because we left the hammer. That's why. That's why we lost out on that. So the hammer didn't come home. We dropped it in the ocean. So that's why we got that. That's why we didn't. I was not aware that we had to keep the part. We should have tested it at the site like we did the other test of the flea. We still have to escape the atmosphere. Haul the heat shield into flight. If I had known about this, I would have gotten a free heat shield for this test, and we could have taken the other science. It's okay. I'm not positive about hauling it into flight, if that's what this will do. And I'm not sure about the 1.25 meters, 1.25 meters. Let's look at the ship. 0.625 meters, 1.25 meters. Now that's the right size. That is the right size. So are we going to get to 47,000 to 52,000? Yes, we will. Oh no. So here's the problem with that. They're saying what speed we need to be going when we're at that altitude. And in my experience, that is not easy to do. That is not easy to do. So, as nice as that sounds, hauling something into flight, because there's a speed requirement, it hardly ever works out that way. It turns out you pass right by the altitude and you're going too fast or too slow. So, not going to do it. Let's just keep the one that we've got and make a vehicle that's specifically going to be for leaving the atmosphere, because that's what we want to do. So let's start with let's start with a coupler. No. Let's start with a heat shield. And then a coupler. And then Let's do a fuel tank. And an engine. Mass 1.5 tons, 1.25 tons. It's nice that you can aim with the swivel. I'm not sure why you'd want the Reliant. Let's look at the thrust. Oh, look at the thrust. Much higher thrust. It weighs less and it has a higher thrust. It weighs less and has a higher thrust. As much as I would like the steering... Oh, but I didn't get the... Let's put the swivel on the bottom stage. Or the lower stage, I should say. So this will be the upper stage that'll get us that final push into orbit. And then below that, another fuel tank. And the swivel to help us steer. And then below that, I may be just putting too much on. Oh, and there is a limit. With the level of science that I have and the size of this building, there is a limit to how big I can make this. So I don't know. We'll see. So now we want to do a solid booster. We're going to use the thumper. Okay, so let's look at, obviously we want the Mark 16 parachute on the top. If we get the Communitron, surface mount. This is smaller, but it sticks out. I don't know if this will even survive the thrust. I mean, I guess I could do that. It might survive. Now, we're not going to try to transmit the experiments. You know, that would have been one way to win that one with the booster. Transmit the experiment back before dumping it in the ocean. I don't know. So let's look at these horrible basic fins. Yeah. Let's look at the thrust to weight ratios and the staging. So we got this, then a stage, and then this, and a stage, and then this engine, haha, and a stage, and then the parachute. So that's why you always check your staging, because it would have been bad for the parachute to be launched at the same time as this decoupler. So now we look at the thrust to weight ratios. 2.17. Let's bring that down. Just based on what I saw last time, 1.9 was too high. Although it wasn't really fast when it initially launched. It just seemed like it was really fast. I don't know. Maybe it's fine being up that kind of that high. Okay, so then the second stage, total delta V, well, it's definitely higher than it was, and we almost left the atmosphere. So I think we're going to leave the atmosphere this time. This is Alpha 2. Attempt to leave the atmo. Come on. Why is that still there? There we go. Okay. So, am I missing anything? Science. Yes, we want science when we get up there. We want science. So we only need one of these. We only need one of these. Why is it highlighting everything? Okay. So there's our thermometer. I think it might be a good idea to bring the Kerbal engineering system with us. It might be a good idea to bring it with us, or the flight unit. I mean, they're the same. Just a different size. I mean, that's huge. That's silly. And that weighs about the same as the thermometer. Don't know if it's going to survive the friction, but it should be fine. Okay, so let's save this vehicle. Save. It's a big one. It might even get into orbit, which makes me think, should we just take that orbit one just in case? Yeah, let's just take that orbit one just in case. Because we want to do that. And we could probably upgrade this building to get more missions if we're not able to do that. Okay. I have no idea why I'm nervous. Oh my gosh. Oh, flight engineer, look at this. Look at that. Isn't that interesting? I don't remember how to use that flight engineer. Okay, turning on SAS. Stability assist. Hmm. Double check the staging. Solid rocket. Stage. Swivel. Stage. Reliant. Stage. Parachute. So that was kind of a slow ascent. Kind of slow. Let's see if I can nudge it over without it falling out of the circle. So I'm just holding down the D key. Those fins are doing too much of a good job. I'm going to turn off the SAS temporarily to see if that helps. It does not. I really don't have... I'm going to have to push really hard. Wow. You know what? The swivel will allow us to steer. So we're going to get rid of that. And we're going to... Now we can steer. Come on. Come on, let's go. Okay. Let's look at the map and see what we did. 106. Now we have no more fuel, so we can't do anything with that. And we're going to land in the middle of this water. It says we're going to land here, but when the friction slows us down, we'll actually land in the water, which is a good thing. Okay, so we're almost in space. All right, we're in space. So let's do the temperature. Keep. And then let's do a crew report. And we cannot EVA because we don't have, we have to upgrade one of our buildings to do that. I think we have to upgrade the astronaut complex or whatever it's called. So let's look at these milestones. Altitude, we have reached space. Achieve goal, escape the atmosphere. Contract complete. We got another milestone. Land distance record. Okay. Let's turn off the SAS for now. Boom. Actually, we're gonna want to enter at about this angle. So that was pretty cool. I don't know if I'm actually fine with that. Oh look, we're at Apoapsis now. Now we're headed down. So we got to 106,000 meters. 106,800.1 meters, Apoapsis. Oh no, that's funny. It's got us. I'm guessing that this information here is because of Kerbal Engineer. Yep. No, we're not going to stage. That flashing light stage. Bad idea. Look at Jebediah's face. He is having a blast. He definitely should get experience from this one. So the Kerbal operating system it's not a new mod. I looked for videos and it's been around for years. But every time when I used to play this game, I mean, because I've been playing this game since it came out. But every time I went to look up this game and say essential mods, Kerbal operating system did not come up as an essential mod. Kerbal Engineer, yeah, and Jebs, whatever. I've never used Jebs. It's a Jebs. I forget what it's called. Jebs something. I'm sure you all know it. But it's like Kerbal Engineer, except it does a lot more. It does things for you, which is fine. But Kerbal Engineer just helps you do stuff. It doesn't do them for you, which is why I prefer Kerbal Engineer. And it's not that you can't have both. You can. You can have both. So I'm going to turn off the SAS and see if that causes us to... Yep. Wow, we must have had inertia. Okay, so there we are. Thank goodness for the heat shield. So when you're using your heat shield, you can hover over the resources and see the ablator if it gets burned off. See, the ablator, some of it got burned off. Not a lot, because again, we just went for a hop. 13, 12, 11. Okay, we can stage now. We'll do it at 8, 10, 9. Well, just under 9. Okay, this was a good, successful flight. I don't know why I was nervous. More coffee. It's decaf. I'm not nervous because of the coffee. It's decaf. And I know that I used to think that was ridiculous. But I like coffee. And I'm not supposed to have caffeine. So. I used to say, coffee without caffeine is like air without oxygen. What's the point? But it's true. I like my coffee in the morning, even if it's decaf. Maybe I should have notifications from Steam turned off while I play on stream. I'm sure you guys. I don't know if you saw that. I don't know if you saw that. Maybe it's because it's not part of this game. Maybe it's on my screen, but it's not on. Well, I just got a notification from Steam, so maybe you guys don't see that, which is good. If I was doing screen capture, you would, but this is game capture. hope the sound is good. Um, that the game is loud enough, that I'm loud enough, that I'm not too loud. Um, Sometimes when I go back and watch my Sims 2 streams, they don't. It doesn't seem like I'm as loud as other videos, and so people have to turn it up, which I don't like. At the same time, I don't want it excessively loud. Okay, so there's nothing we can. I mean, yeah, I don't think we can do anything else here. We can't explore. We can't do anything. Let's just recover the vessel. I think we only get one crew report, and we did a crew report from space. Jebediah should get promoted, or whatever it's called. So we got the science we need, 21 science. We got all the parts that we expected to get. Are you kidding? Jebediah still did not get any experience. He was in space. That's not fair. That is not fair, Jeb. I'm sorry. Huh. Well, let's look at these. So now, whenever they say in-flight over Kerbal, we don't want to do that. And we don't want focus observational. Testing a decoupler on a suborbital trajectory. Again, it says altitude. That's really high. I don't see how that's suborbital. I don't like these. I don't like these. That's not bad if I wanted to fly a plane over there. Test the heat shield landed at Kerbal. That's easy to do. Just go to the again with that stupid nothing and test it. Test the thud engine. At the launch site. What are they offering? Okay, so let's see how much it costs. Oh, right click. Let's see how much it costs to upgrade. 75,000. How much does it cost to upgrade this? Pretty much everything. And unfortunately, I think we need to. Oh, did we lose the option to orbit? We lost the. Wait a minute. Oh no, orbit Kerbal. We have that. We just haven't done it yet. So we have one contract. We want to do that. See, how do we want to do that? This is 45. We can't afford these. But we can afford the stability, which gets us the radial mount, radial decoupler. I like this. I'm going to do this, and then we're going to add some stages to the successful rocket that we already just flew. Okay. So let's add radial decouplers. And let's do actually let's do 2 of them. Let's move these to 45 degrees. So that they're not in the way of these radial decouplers. And now hold on. Okay, now let's put nose cones on there. And actually, let's take out that basic fin and replace it with the winglet. Is it touching? No. Yes, it's clipping. Oh, I did 3. Let's try again. I don't understand which direction. Oh, that's weird. I only did 2. Let's take a look. Yes. Yes, I like that. It looks like, yes, so we have to upgrade this because we have too many parts. No, it weighs too much. It weighs too much. We're going to call it Orbiter 1. So let's take a look at the thrust to weight ratio. Those 2 are together. Radial couplers, then that, okay. Thrust limiter. So I think we need to add more fuel to the upper stages. Okay, now we have to increase this. We increased the weight, so we need to bring this back up. The thrust limiter back to up 1.8. And let's bring this thrust limiter up. Okay. Hopefully this is enough. I don't know, because you know I'm not writing down any of these stats. Now we've already gotten the temperature in space, so we don't need the thermometer. But it weighs the same as the Kerbal thing, so the weight distribution is good. Now, there is a barometer I could do instead. What does it do? I don't know. But it's free science. Let's only do one of these. I mean, we could do two of them. And do one at launch site and one in space, one in the upper atmosphere. I mean, we could do a whole bunch of them. Yeah, I don't know. What I want is the Science Junior module that sits in line so that I can stick these experiments where they're protected from all of that. So yeah. Anyway, thrust to weight ratio is above 1.8, at least 1.8 on all these. So I'm good with that. Let's save orbiter 1. Something's wrong here. Yeah, this isn't on straight. Let's try that again. Okay, so they have to be correctly connected to the stagers, decouplers. They have to be correctly connected to the decouplers. Now let's check everything. Stage. Swivel. Decoupler. Reliant. Okay. I don't know if it's enough delta V. I don't have a delta V map. You know, if I was a KSP nerd, I'd have a room just for this, and I'd have KSP posters like the staging map as a big colorful poster sitting on my wall. I've seen a staging map that looked really cool. I just haven't printed it. I don't have a color printer even, so if I did. Oh, there's still something wrong. That's right, it still weighs too much. So we're going to save it, and we're going to leave, and we're going to upgrade. Ooh, 74. This costs 75 to upgrade. Okay, so we can't upgrade the mission control yet. We just want to get into orbit. We just want to get into orbit. That's all. This build. Oh, it's too expensive now, isn't it? What? Wait, we upgraded. What is the problem? Electrical charge cannot transmit science. Unused monopropellant. Electric charge required but not generated. Where? Oh, the barometer. This part consumes electric charge, but the vessel is lacking parts that generate it. Except alternators on engines, but these will only generate charge as long as the alternators are active. You know what? I'm fine with that. Cannot transmit science. Yeah, I know. I'll bring it home. Unused monopropellant. Okay, so that's true. I've got monopropellant that I don't need to haul into orbit with me. And I don't think I have any RCS. Yeah, I don't have any RCS. So, and I don't need it. So let's take out the monopropellant. Now let's look at the thrust weight ratio. Didn't change much, but it's monopropellant that I don't need to haul. And then do we want to bring an antenna? I mean, I guess we can. Oh, what if we get stuck in orbit? It could happen. It really could happen. Okay. So, you know what? Maybe instead of the barometer, we should take a antenna. Yeah. How much is that? How much was that? 0.005. And the antenna? 0.005. Yeah. So it's going to stick out. Can we rotate it? Does that, no, that's not what I meant. Can we rotate it up? No. Down? Okay, now it still says electric charge. This part. What part? What part? What part? I still think it's over mass. It is. I think it's over mass. I think we're not allowed to have we're not allowed for it to weigh this much. If we go try to launch, it's going to say the launch pad cannot support it. Okay, so that's the problem, is the launch pad. Upgrade. Okay. We got the launch pad upgraded. Now it's no longer a dirt patch. Okay. Woo! Okay, let's just double check. Wonder why that seam doesn't line up. That's so annoying. These definitely look like they're connected correctly. I'm wondering if I don't want them to rotate when they get let go and hit this thruster. This one. I don't know. I don't know if it would help to lower these down so that they're connected right at halfway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so if I lowered it so that this line was a little lower. It still doesn't seem straight. Why does this not seem straight? It isn't straight. I don't know why. Okay, that looks straight. And it looks like this is centered vertically. Let's save it again. Whew. Alright, check the staging since I moved stuff. Swivel, decoupler, reliant, decoupler. Okay. Save, launch. Woohoo! SAS. Oh, nah. I didn't put fins on the bottom. I mean up on the top. I took off the bad fins. Let's revert to revert flight to the VAB. And let's get the nice new winglets. I hope they don't increase the weight too much. What is it doing? There we go. Okay. Save. And we're still at 1.8 thrust to weight ratio to start, so that's good. This has 46 of burn, 46 of burn, 14 seconds of burn, and then 25.3 seconds of burn. wondering if I need those up so high, because if they're if they were on this fuel tank, then this engine would use them. But the swivel doesn't need them, so never mind. The swivel does its own steering. Alright, let's turn on the SAS. Okay. Jeb, you're about to get, I think you're about to get your experience point. Let's put the throttle all the way up to the top. Not that it matters yet. Don't. Oh, man. Okay, that was a mistake. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. Yeah. So, it's unstable. Why is it unstable? Why is it unstable? Do we need more wings? Do we need wings on the sides? I don't know that there's any way to look at the stability. And it could be because these are at 45 instead of straight left and right, that they don't have as much power. So I'm hoping that having these winglets on the outside, because they should be able to provide some help, I hope. Also, maybe I just can't afford to, you know what, that's probably what it is. I can't afford to tilt over. I'm not going to do that. We can't afford to tilt over until we lose the first stage. That's what it is. So let's save and launch. I mean, it's unstable, and I wish it wasn't, and I wish I had better SAS. I mean, Jeb is a good pilot, but he's got a very unstable vehicle here. So we're just going to stage and take it all the way up to the top of this stage. And you can see how much solid fuel is left over here. We do not want to try to tilt over at this point. Oh, no! Are you kidding me? We're going the wrong way. I did not push a button. I did not push a button. Alright, swing around, swing around, swing around. Swing around. You know what? Oh, that's interesting. It didn't fire. That's interesting. I'm going to take the loss. I'm going to take the loss because of my poor design. I'm not... Boom, boom. Oh, I hope that didn't hit the VAB. Oh. Psh. Okay, so... Putting solid boosters... Putting a huge solid booster at the bottom... That's not really helpful. I am taking the loss. I am taking the loss. I'm not going to revert. This was my failure. I'm taking the failure. Jeb is looking around going, wow, this is fun. Listen to all the parts hitting the ground. Oh my gosh. What did I do wrong? Why is it unstable? I don't know. It's not a stock. It's not a stock thing. I mean, if I was playing Sandbox, I could just pick a stock ship. Oh, I think there's actually an option that allows you to pick a stock ship. Recover the vessel. Yeah, he is not getting promoted. We recovered some parts, but not enough. I'm surprised he didn't get demoted after that. No, it wasn't his fault. It was my fault. My fault. My fault. Okay, so it's just too tall. It's too tall. Take these off. Take these off. Throw away this. Take this decoupler off. Put these. Put these up here. And put these on. So, oh, that's interesting. Well, I don't like that. So this is the swivel. Let's add a fuel tank. Oh, look. No, no, wait a minute. Let's add a fuel tank for the swivel. Oh, just one. Just one. Now, can we attach this to that fuel tank? Oh. Two of these. There we go. There we go. I don't know if this is enough to get into orbit. But look how much thrust to weight ratio I've got. So let's bring this down. 1.86, sure. And let's get the winglets and put them here. I don't know if this is going to work. It's not a lot of delta V. Has this got more than alpha 1? I don't... I mean, it's got 2 boosters instead of 1 booster, and it's got twice the fuel tanks, right? Because we've got this is a fuel tank, and this is a fuel tank. So I got 2 fuel tanks here, 2 fuel tanks here, 2 fuel tanks here. This should be better. Let's save it. We need success. We need success. Okay. SAS on. Jeb is raring to go. Look at him. Okay. Let's bring it over to the right a little bit. Can we do that without being concerned? No! Apparently not. I'm reverting this time. I'm not going to revert to... I'm not going to take the loss 2 times in a row. This is career mode, but it isn't hard mode. Let me know in the comments if you think I should be playing hard mode and I should have let that crash. Is the issue that these upper winglets, is that the issue? I don't know. Let's try, let's go back to the smaller basic fin. I don't know if that's better. So what happened is we didn't have enough control this direction. I think I'm gonna have 2. Here in the middle. I don't know. And let's go faster, right off the batch. Right at the beginning. Let's put the thrust to weight ratio for the original launch at 2. And maybe if we're going faster, it'll be more stable. I don't know. I could see that being a thing. And let's save it and launch. Oh. I don't know. Alpha 1 was better than this. Maybe these are just too big. Maybe I need the smaller boosters. Maybe I could do more stages. I don't know. Let's check the staging. These, radials, fuel, no, 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 no. Stage these, then this, then this, then this, then this, and then finally that. Yeah. Okay. So I got to remember that if I have to revert, that I have to move the staging and save it. Maybe Jeb's just got tired. I know. This failure. Failure after failure. Let's turn up the throttle. Probably doesn't need to be 100%. Probably half. Because it has like a 5 to 5 thrust to weight ratio. No! No! No, don't go left. No! Why is it going the wrong way? Why is it going left? We want to go to the right. I'm holding down D, trying to pull it to the right. Why is it tumbling? Come on, I've got a great, I've got a swivel. I've got a swivel engine. That shouldn't have happened. All right, let's turn up the thrust all the way. Woo. Let's orient. All right. Let's thrust. Apoapsis is too high. We don't need the apoapsis that high. We don't need the apoapsis that high. Oh no. Did we do it? No, we did not. I don't think we did. So the periapsis is negative. We didn't save enough fuel to circularize. The apoapsis is way too high. That's a real long flight though. Oh, so this is why you have to worry about getting stuck in orbit. Let's time warp. Let's do a crew report. I didn't get any science for that. That's unfortunate. Well, maybe we'll hit a milestone for altitude or something. I think I'm going to have to build some rovers and get some more science by roving around the Space Center. I hate to do that, but I don't see another way to get science right now. Jetpack and parachute. Funny stuff. Oh, look. KOS. Change name tag. That's interesting. Turn off the SAS. Actually, we're like this, and we're gonna go like this. This might be a perfect angle. While I'm waiting, I'm gonna get another coffee. If you like this, please leave me a comment below. Let me know if you want to see me play more of this, or if I should start over after the basic, what is it called, better early tech tree. Maybe after that one is updated to 1.19 or 1.11.9. It's at 1.11.2 and it might work, I guess, but I don't know that. And maybe I should start over with sounding rockets and stuff like that, which would be cool. I always feel like you can't get enough science to get into orbit at the beginning. And that was a very unstable vehicle, and I don't know why. Why is that such an unstable vehicle? If you know why it's an unstable vehicle, please leave me a comment and tell me why. Because that, to me, that was just weird. Look, I didn't get any science. I think my apoapsis is going to be the highest. No. I didn't get a milestone for this apoapsis. Maybe the land distance, because I'm going to go further than ever before. Okay. Let's go to the map. Approaching apoapsis. Let's time warp. I cannot see. Let's turn off. Let's face the floor and turn off SAS and let the atmosphere guide us in straight. Let's take a look at the blader. It says plenty of heat shield. Ooh, I think I just lost I lost something. Maybe that was the other stage. Or maybe it was my antenna. No, I've still got signal. So, must have been, yeah, must have been the other stage crash landing. Altitude terrain, 14. So we have to keep an eye on that. I think I'm going to stage as soon as the terrain altitude, and I think that's KSP also, I mean Kerbal Engineer, giving me this information. That's my debris, look. Orbiter debris. Orbiter 1 debris. I hope I don't hit it. I think it just landed. Crashed. Oh, I think I'm gonna. I think I can do a EVA when I land, and I can plant a flag. I think I'm allowed to get out when we land in the um, on the ground. Huh? I guess I'm landed. That didn't even make a bump. Let's go EVA. Climb out. Ha! Um, let's do an EVA report. I don't think I can plant a flag. I think maybe I have to have a higher, a higher something. I don't know. That's really weird. I guess I have to have something higher to. Look, he can lower his visor. That's totally cool. Oh, that's funny. He saluted or something. Oh, he's got a chute he could deploy. That is cool. Climb. Grab. Um, board. Crew report. This is going to be expensive. Recover the vessel. We're going to run out of money. Yeah, we've only got 5,000 Kerbal bucks. Wow. That is really bad. That is really bad. What did we get? First milestone. EVA test at home. It wasn't at home. I guess technically it's on Kerbal, so it's kind of at home, I guess. All right, so let's make. Do we have any? We don't have anything to make a rover. Wow, this is bad. Okay, well, doesn't matter. We're gonna get the command pod, and we're gonna rotate it. Not that way. We're gonna put it like this, and we're gonna science the heck out of it. We're gonna get a barometer, and a thermometer, and a mystery goo container. Yeah, there we go. So there's some science. Let's launch it. Observe the mystery goo. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Log the temperature. And log the pressure data. Keep. And crew report. And EVA. And EVA report. And board. And recover vessel. How much science we get for that? Not enough. We need 45 science to do anything. Let's look for a contract to get more science. Test this liquid engine. Activate the part through the staging sequence. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay. Engine. Thud. Launch. Stage. Crew report. Reset. EVA. EVA report. Keep. Board. Recover. Next. Next. Done. Test the heat shield. How much science? 1. Test the flea. 1800. Heat shield. Let's do that one. Let's take out the propellant. Launch it. And stage. And recover. And let's test the heat shield. On the test. Recover. We're getting closer. Test this again. So this, I mean, this is the issue with science in this game. Not aerodynamics. Heat shield is. What is a heat shield utility? No, it's. There it is. Thermal. 1.25 this time. Because if you don't get your, if you don't make a good enough show, then you don't get enough science to continue. And if you lose money on a couple launches, that makes it really difficult. I'm almost at 45. One thing we didn't do is the barometer. Let's do the barometer. I mean, we did it at one location, but we didn't do it. We didn't do it at the launch site. I don't think so. There we go. That's what we needed. Okay, let's take a look at all these. What? Which one failed? What contract failed? What contract failed? No. What contract failed? Test the flea at the launch site. Did I not do that? Oh, that is so weird. I don't know what's going on. I returned that to the... I returned that. I don't know. Okay. So, if I do this, I can get more science, right? I could do unmanned vehicles. I can do science junior, experiment storage unit, radiator, high gain antenna. Enhanced survivability is part of the community tech tree. Which maybe I need to not use that. I'm not gonna, that's crazy. Flight control gives you much better winglets. Reaction wheels, which would definitely help with flight. That's a small reaction wheel. But reaction wheels would increase the stability a lot. I could do that. Advanced rocketry gives me a Terrier liquid engine. the third, and a bigger fuel tank. Don't know. I mean, basic science. See, we still don't get what we need here. So electrics would give me the photovoltaic panels, which we need if we're going to do anything like put a satellite in orbit. It needs to have a way to generate its own electricity. So yeah, any mission where you're putting something in orbit needs to have that. This has the scriptable control system. So actually, we could start coding in KOS or chaos. That would be cool. I'd have to read up on that. You don't want to watch me code. Well, you don't want to watch me put the book, the instructions on one side and my code on the other. Yeah, that would be boring. I hope this isn't boring. So general construction will give us structural stuff. Struts are good, but a better fuel tank would be good, and the Terrier would be good to circularize our orbit. I think the issue that we came up against was that the craft was just too unstable. And the winglet would help with stability. I don't know what happened with this tech tree. There should be some parts in here. It must be the community tech tree it doesn't work by itself. You have to have the mods that would add to that. So I'm probably going to take out the community tech tree. I'm going to look at this and I'm going to see if I have to think about how we're going to get out of this hole that we're in, because we've got 31,000 not simoleons, sorry, Kerbal bucks. Advanced rocketry gives us the Terrier, which we need because it's got a much higher thrust in a vacuum, so it's good for that. And then I don't know what the thud is for. I've never used it. I don't understand what. I mean, it's radial. You put it on the outside instead of underneath, and I'm not really sure why. And so, hey, if you know why, let me know. And then the fuel tank. This is good because we're currently using 2 fuel tanks for the upper stage, 2 fuel tanks for the second stage, or second to upper, whatever. Yeah, so I don't know. Kind of wish we had rovers. And again, if we started with, there are mods that would allow me to start with rover parts. Then I could go roving, or maybe I could have just said start with more science at the beginning, because I don't know what to do with it now. I mean, if I get this, I can make planes. And this gives me landing gear. So you know, I could kind of make a plane that was just really a rover. I mean, I could take a fuselage, add wheels, and have it go around the the runway and the VAB and all over the place, just doing science. That would be kind of not what the vehicle was intended to do. I don't really care to build airplanes, which is why I don't like the focused survey ones. Crew cabin is for when you want to do missions where you escort somebody. And this decoupler, I guess it's a lot. It doesn't say the. Does it say the size? It doesn't really say the size. 1 meter? What? No, it doesn't say the size. Like when we did when we did this, that still says 1 meter. But that's 1.25 meters width. I mean, it fits a ship, specific ship, and you can tell what ship it fits. It'd be nice if we could tell what ships these fit. I could go for this just for the fuel tank, but if we don't get into orbit with this, we're not getting into orbit because we don't have enough money to do anything, and we don't have enough science to get more science. If we go ahead and get the more science now, this can conduct a materials study. Yeah, that's not enough science. That's not enough science. And I don't know if it's community tech tree that is moving that science to somewhere else. I want this inline reaction wheel, but how small is it? I have a feeling it's too small. This one says 2.5 meters, so at least some have a explanation of what size they are. Inline stabilizer. Inline stabilizer. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, this tech tree was a mistake because obviously the tech tree has empty stuff. I don't want to spend on enhanced survivability and simple command modules to get to command modules. That just doesn't make any sense. Space exploration is a regular thing. Basic science just doesn't provide enough science. It looks like we need to go with flight control and just hope for the best. We hope that this winglet is much better at keeping us facing the right direction, and that the inline reaction wheel provides the stability that we need. I think we have to go with this. We have to. And if we don't, if we can't get off the ground now, I don't know what we're gonna do. The only active one is orbit Kerbal. So let's see if we can't do that. Wow. This is a hard game. I was really aware of how hard this. I mean, I remember playing with some mods that made it so it wasn't so hard. And probably one of them was one that allowed me to build a rover right at the beginning, and I just went around getting science. Thermal heat shield. Utility parachute. Okay. We need Kerbal engineering. Okay. We need a separator, coupler, and then the fuel tanks, and yeah, we don't have the very small engine. That was a different update. I mean, that was a different science thing. So unfortunately, we have to go with the Reliant. And I think I'm gonna need more fuel. Let's check this stage and see what it is. So thrust to weight ratio is 5. Which means this stage is fine, there's nothing wrong with it. But that's a lot of fuel. Right? That's a lot of fuel. Let's get rid of the monopropellant. We won't need it. See how small this reaction wheel is. Yeah, it's very small. It's so small we could put it above the parachute. But I don't know if I like the idea of doing that, because it's not in the center of the mass, and it's hard to turn something by the end of it. And maybe it won't be too bad to have it like this. I mean, I don't like it. I want the scriptable control system, but I'm not ready to write a program for it. So we'll just bypass that for now. So what if we do this? I mean, I don't know if this gap is going to cause a problem. I don't. If you do, please leave me a comment. Let me know. Let me know if I'm doing this all wrong. Okay, so I want to put some liquid fuel tanks slower? Yeah, I can do that. But see, it's gonna weigh so much to have 5 engines, or to have 4 engines in this stage. It's gonna have a lot of thrust. So I don't know if we want to do that. Maybe make these only 2. And then do another Reliant on there. And then aerodynamics, which is here. Nose cone. Okay. So the better than the AVR8, but not as quick to turn. More lift, but not as quick to turn. Huh. These are huge. That's supposedly smaller? You know what? As long as it provides more stability. So these 2, and then those 2, and then this one, and then this one, and then that. Okay, so the bottom stage has plenty of thrust-weight ratio. We add more fuel. I know it's going to make it hard for the lower stages. That's the only problem with that. Okay, so then below all of that, we'll add a coupler to here. What's the cost of this vehicle? Oh, okay, so the cost of this vehicle is 11,000. We've got 31,000. So far we can afford this vehicle. So I added a decoupler here, and then we'll put more fuel. Oh, so yes, more fuel. Under that. Engines, swivel. 1.28, not good enough. 1.37, still not good enough. Let's add, I know this is weird, let's add decouplers here and do that instead. And let's put these underneath that. So now we've got these engines, the decouplers above them. I don't know what's going on. Oh, that decoupler? No. We can ignore that decoupler for now. So these two engines, then this stage falls off. And it has a thrust weight ratio of 2. Maybe we do... Okay, maybe all 3 of these in the same stage. And maybe all 3 of these in the same stage. Okay, so now we've got 2.54 thrust to weight ratio in this bottom stage. And then this stage has a 4.41 thrust to weight ratio. And we spent all the money to upgrade the VAB, so we could have this be a lot of parts. So let's do that. Alright. Do we have struts? Did we get those? No, we did not. Be nice to have struts to hold these together. But we don't have it, so... Oh, okay, you're not going to let me do it that way. Okay, that's fine. We'll just do it this way. Is that 45? That is 45. And then we'll do it again. We'll just hold down Alt and click. Okay. It's getting up there in cost. Let's put a decoupler underneath the middle one. put this thumper down here and see if it... Nope. It's got a 0.9 thrust to weight ratio. Cannot handle it. What if we did 2 of them? Wow. Okay. This is crazy. I don't see this. I don't see this working. Alright, so these 3 are in a stage. And these 3... What? These 3. And then these engines. And then these 3. And then these 2 engines. Then finally this. So it looks like there's going to be a lot of strain on these 2 radial connectors. Everything is, yeah, but it's balanced power though. So, and it's 1.86 thrust to weight ratio for this stage. Is it going to fall apart? If it does, I'll end the stream and we'll start over next time. But we'll see. I mean, it's exciting. It could happen. It might work. I don't know. Not a lot of delta V on this bottom stage. But at least it's getting itself up. Alright, so what are we calling this? Crazy Horse. Which is the name of a Native American hero. Okay. Did I put what I needed on here? Yeah, I put this. Kerbal Engineering System. I needed that. We really need to get into orbit. The report shows everything is fine. And we can afford it. One time. Save it. Am I forgetting anything? No? Look down on it. Do I have enough? Do you want more? Yeah. Yeah, let's get some bigger. Let's get the larger winglets. I don't know. I don't need quick to turn. I need... Okay. So, save it. Launch. So, if you think that this is a bad idea, let me know in the comments, because we're going for it. We're going for it. So let's turn up the throttle to 75%. No, let's turn it up to 100%. All right. So we didn't do any thrust limiters on the solid boosters because they add up to 1.86, so. just want to get into the air with this bottom stage. It's a little unstable. It's very unstable. Don't flip. Don't flip. All right. So let's take this stage off and let's just turn up the thrust a little bit. Hold on. Let's stage and then turn up the thrust a little bit. Okay, time to apoapsis, 1 minute. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to circularize this orbit. Not sure how we do that. I forget how we do that. Oh, we use a maneuver node. Is that right? I think, do we just increase? We just burn, right? When we get close. I'm not trying to raise my apoapse. I'm trying to raise my periapsis. So I'm looking up here at the time to apoapsis. I don't want that to get too far or too close. I want to stay on this side of the apoapsis and just keep thrusting. Raising my periapsis. Okay, we need to circularize. We're not quite in orbit. There, we're in orbit. Okay, so we've done it. We're in orbit. How much fuel do we have? We have enough fuel to bring us down safely. We do. We do. Just let's not accidentally stage or something stupid like that, okay? So let's let's look at the map. Okay, so The periapse is at 71, and the apoapse is now at 111. And now let's go to let's go to the map and go to the Space Center. Okay, we're at the Space Center. We just got 100,000 for that mission, and what's explore Kerbal? Return to Kerbal from orbit. 4 more science and 32,000. So we definitely want to do that, right? We made it to orbit. We have no active missions. So let's explore Kerbal and say accept contract. Okay. I don't want to do atmospheric surveys. What else can we do? I'm not going to do that. That's a specific altitude. I don't do altitude. I don't do in flight. Science data from space around Kerbal. Okay. Transmit or recover scientific data from space around Kerbal. 3 science. I'm going to take that. Okay. Now, if we go to the tracking station, this is the fun part. This is the fun part. Okay. I wonder if I can actually pick up more missions. Let's update mission control. And now we can get more missions. Let's decline some more. No, I don't want a ferry. No, I don't want to test that. Well, I don't want to do that right now. No. So supposedly it will learn that you don't like specific things. And it'll get rid of those, and it'll stop offering them so often, supposedly. Oh, test this. Let's look at that. So perform the test, activate the part through the staging sequence. I can't do that. I mean, I could. How much is it worth? 2 science and 13,000 bucks. I mean, I could if I built a vessel and just had it hop into the water and then stage the Terrier engine. I'm not saying I can't do it, but I'm looking for something else that I can do in orbit. I don't suppose I could update the astronaut complex now. No, I can't. Okay. Here are some things that you can try for crazy horse, fly. So those, um, yeah. So let's turn off the SAS and check our electric charge. We've got plenty. Plenty of stuff. Orbit Kerbal achieved. Okay. So let's go to the map view and look at what we want to do as far as which way are we going and all that. So let's speed up so we can see what we're doing. Okay, so we're going this way, and I should have known that. I want to land in the water and on the daytime side. And hopefully, look, there's the moon. I want to land in the daytime side near KSP. This is Kerbal Space Center. So let's warp a little bit more. Oh, isn't it beautiful? So the goal is going to be to time the re-entry so that this ocean is facing the sun when I land. Okay, so all right, I think one more turn around. Yeah, one more time around should do it. Okay. So what we want to do is make this our apoapse just start slowing down when we get to there. Okay, let's stop warping. So Kerbal is here. We want to land right next to the Kerbal Space Program, Kerbal Space Center. So let's turn on SAS and face retrograde. Okay, that's what we want. And let's bring up the thrust. Okay, we're nearly circular. Okay, now the periapse. I may have done that too soon. We'll see. We'll see. But right now this is a 62, and I want it down to 30 eventually, but not yet. Yeah. I don't know the keys for warping time. Okay, so we're actually in the atmosphere now. And I'm no longer facing the right direction. Let's rotate around so that the ball is like that. That's the way I want to be facing. And this will help me bleed off some speed if I'm facing up a little bit. I hope I have that right. Yes, that I do. I do. Okay, we can still warp some. Periapsis is going down as expected. Okay, let's eject this thing. I know we've got fuel left, and we could use it to burn off speed still. But we're starting, I mean, we're in the atmosphere now. So this stage, double check. Yes. Done. Staged. Look at that. What? Crew hatch? No, that's this. What's this? There. Crazy horse debris. This is exciting. We're going to be landing. Oh, we're going to be landing. So if you play this and you get into orbit, remember to go back to the space center and see if there's a mission to land safely because you want that. You want to do that. I'm grabbing some more coffee while I'm waiting for this to land. Oh my goodness. It's exciting. Huh. Am I going to make it? Well, let's. Oh, I think it might be comma and dot, um, or it might, or greater than, less than for warping. I just don't remember. I'm not going to be pressing keys willy nilly or higgledy piggledy. All right, I'm going to exit this map view and zoom in on my vehicle. Where's my vehicle? There it is. I'm going to turn off the SAS and allow the atmosphere to keep me centered on retrograde. So I don't know if it was the reaction wheels or the new fins or the crazy staging, but it was unstable. So if we get enough science from this, we got to get structural stuff so we can put struts in between there. Because I think this is almost big enough to get to the moon. I don't think we're going to make it to the ocean past KSP. KSC, I mean. Space Center. Altitude 38. Let's check the ablator. So the ablator is at 183 out of 200, which is fine. It's a perfectly good heat shield. Oh, did I do science? Crew report. Oh well. I didn't do science. I think I'm going to fail that one. I meant to do the crew report while it was still in orbit. Ah, sorry. I didn't land in the sun, and I didn't land in the water past KSC. Um, yep, I slowed down too soon. That's unfortunate. Oh, am I making it to the water? Maybe. That looks like water. Of course, coming out on water means I can't exactly walk about. Okay, so we've got a few seconds. 6. Check the map. Oh, we're in this water, not that water. Okay, wrong water. Not quite daytime. Look at the galaxy. That is so cool. If you want to see me try programming a launch in Kerbal operating system, let me know. Because that's something I'd like to eventually try. Um, Probably easier to program circularization, but let's try. Can we do a EVA? Can we do an EVA? I think we can. EVA report. Keep it. Board. Recover vessel. I don't think. I mean, I don't think I failed the mission so much as I still need to do it, as far as recover science from orbit. I still need more science. Yes, he advanced to level 1. Okay, well, we've got a good amount of money, but we need more science. And let's look at our missions. Yep, science data from space. All I had to do was have him do a crew report while we were still in orbit. That is so unfortunate. It is so unfortunate. But now we can do up to 7 contracts at the same time. Look, explore the moon. Test the decoupler at the launch site. So, TD12 decoupler. That's going to get us the science we need for the next thing. So, through the staging sequence. And it's a TD12. I'm accepting that. And we're going to go... We don't need fuel. We just want it there. TD12. Okay. Okay. Recover the vehicle. Oh, it's not going to let me. Really? It doesn't like that. Let's try it with it on top. So we went in orbit. If I had done the mission of recovering science from orbit, probably would have been enough to get the next thing. Okay, now we have 45 science. Now we can afford, if we want general construction, we can get these strut connectors. And that would be good. It'd also give us a bigger decoupler, I guess. Structural fuselage, crew cabin, stability, launch stability enhancer, Rockomax adapter, which really is only if you need Rockomax, which, you know what? This larger fuel tank would mean we don't need to do two at a time of the other fuel tank. And the Terrier engine, thrust 20, thrust 60. Um, ISP 345 in a vacuum. ISP 320 in a vacuum. So this really would get us the, the engine that we need for going to space, and the fuel tank which will save us weight because it's a lot cheaper to and less weight to have one of these than two of the other. As soon as you're in space, this is a much better engine. I just don't know if it's enough. What was this called? The AVT1? And this one? Yeah, the Delta Deluxe and the AVR8 both came with the same update. So I just wasn't sure which one was better. Now, the larger reaction wheel, where is that? What is that? Heat shield. Advanced inline stabilizer. Yeah. Basic science. We still don't have photovoltaics even if we get this. But if we get the Staputnik, no, we need the... See, that's not enough. It's not enough to have that. If you don't have electrics, you're not putting a satellite in orbit. I gotta uninstall this tech tree because it's obviously missing some stuff. So I'm gonna try to do that. I'm gonna take out this. I'm gonna take out this community tech tree because it's obviously not showing everything, and it's got some empty categories, which is really bad. I don't have any extra science. Not sure what I'm going to try next. I think that I need to uninstall that and see what changes, because it could be that there is advanced survivability and that there are things in that group. It could be there are other things in the basic science group that I don't see now because they were moved to somewhere else because of this mod. I don't know. So, but I made it to orbit and I made it back. Forgot to get science while in orbit. But we'll rectify that in the next episode, which, if enough people watch this week, because some people watch it on replay, and if you do, thank you. Please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you watched it so that I know that you watched it and that you liked it. And if you want to see more, please leave me a comment. It really helps me understand what people want to see. I've got Kerbal. Now I've also got Minecraft, Sims 2. I've got Railroad Tycoon, I think. I've got City Skylines. I was thinking of doing that today, but this Kerbal operating system thing looks really interesting, and I want to give that a try. So let me know what you think. Join me next week, Saturday morning, Central Time of the USA, live from Texas, and let me know what you think. And we'll see you next time.